I was paying a dev team $20,000 a month. They wouldn't touch AI with a 10-foot pole. They called it not real engineering. A bug that we were chasing for a month and it had cost me upwards of $50,000. Cursor at the time found it in 30 minutes. I fired them, and this is the whole story. What's going on? My name is Dallion. I'm an ex-professional basketball player of 10 years. I have no computer science degree, no team, and I build autonomous AI systems from a single terminal. Sometimes multitude of terminals. Other times, multitude of ADEs, scaling operations, building apps in real time with you as I teach you how to become an agentic engineer. This channel is not about tutorials on tutorials. I'm going to teach you how to be your own man with AI, build whatever you want and scale properly, and go from being a vibe coder to an agentic engineer. Quick backstory, I came up playing basketball. You can probably see some old videos on my channel. I played all around the world. I went viral a few times and I got to play with some of my heroes. I was playing professional basketball for about 10 years. When COVID happened, I learned how to day trade. Day trading turned into algorithmic trading. Algorithmic trading turned into I was building bots for people and selling subscriptions, and I worked with a bunch of companies you guys probably know about. If you're a trader, I'll put their logos up here. The big thing was the transition. COVID taught me that basketball wasn't going to be something I can do long term, on top of the fact that it wasn't paying the money that I really wanted. So I bet on a different game. I went all in on trading, algorithmic trading. The AI boom happened and I had bigger aspirations. I wanted to not just build the bot, I wanted to build the platform you build the bot on. I wanted to be the TradeDevi. I had bigger ambitions for long-term scale. So I taught myself how to build. I went past the regular Python and building trading bots, and I had some partner devs working with me at the time to really scaling operations, trying to get funding and trying to do all these things. And finally, I started picking up some jobs of my own, developing for other people. Again, some of those companies that you guys see me put up, and building custom projects and stuff like that. Basically, bootstrapping my project. My project at the time was called TradeDevi. TradeDevi at that point in time was ahead of its time. It was a multi-agent team that was able to do analysis and everything for you. I've been on the Forex Beginner podcast. I've launched it. We actually had a decent launch. And what happened with that is one of the developers decided he wanted to basically hold my code for ransom and demanded a payout. He had done some meme coin and he felt entitled. And basically it drained me as the CEO, paying 5 other devs on top of him. I wasn't able to continue the project fast enough before people started dropping out. Fast forward some time and I go right back to the drawing board, start taking on other projects so I can try to keep this one alive. In the midst of that, I had a friend that asked me to build him a copy trader. You guys actually might know who this friend is. He's very, very popular within the futures trading space. I built him the copy trader and realized he didn't need it anymore. And then I had this idea of people don't need another platform where they can build the bots on. What I realized learning with TradeDevi is people just really, really want it done for them. They don't even care about the analytics, right? They don't care about talking to a chat bot and getting the signal. They just want the signal executed for them. I had the idea of combining this copy trader system that I built with TradeDevi, and I came up with SigmaVue. SigmaVue is the same concept, but I scaled it. So you don't need a chart, and you have a multi-agent orchestration team making decisions like a real hedge fund. I was inspired by the show Billions. As I was taking projects and I was making money again, I hired another development team from the Ukraine. Great development team. They knew what they were talking about. That wasn't the problem. The problem is, in the trading space, you need to find devs that know trading. And it's actually harder to come by because you can find the dev that knows trading, but he's not a trader. And it's hard to explain to him all the nuances that go in. And by the time that learning curve happens, people are already pissed off. And here's the thing, like I said, they were a great development team, right? It wasn't pure incompetence or lack of skill. It was not willing to adopt. And like I said, because they weren't traders, they didn't understand the nuances. We were able to launch SigmaVue and we made 50 grand our first month. I ran a boot camp, I did a whole bunch of things, and it was good until this one bug happened. We couldn't figure out why between the webhooks of TradeDevi to SigmaVue, the delay. And obviously webhooks, if you're a dev watching this, webhooks and live market data, the CME, you're trading NASDAQ price moves, let's skip that part. It was a little bit more infrastructure layer, and they couldn't figure it out because it was a manipulation of the contract sizing. And trading prop firms, they have their own rules. TradeDevi has their own flag system. It was a whole bunch of nonsense, and they couldn't figure it out. And you can understand my frustration. I'm paying 20 grand a month for a team of 5, and my Jira ticket board hasn't moved in 2 weeks. I'm losing money. People are doing chargebacks and all these other things. And this is exactly when Claude 3.7 came out, and this is before Claude Code. People were still using Windsurf and Cursor. Guess what I did? This was at the start of Cursor. Cursor first came out, and the only competitor that it had was Windsurf. So I'm playing with both IDEs. I'm on YouTube. I'm teaching myself how to use AI to find the problem. And guess what? Cursor found it in 30 minutes. It found it in 30 minutes, and I sent it to them, and it worked. But the damage had already been done. And when that next invoice came, I was incapable of paying it because the unhappy customers are already doing all their chargebacks because the retail trading market is a bitch. So I didn't really have a choice but to fire them. And I didn't fire them because they were bad. I fired them because they were stubborn. And being stubborn in 2026, if you're a computer science degree holder engineer, it's not going to bode well for you. Diving in, you learn quickly that prompt engineering and learning how to prompt is swimming in the kiddie pool. The real test is context engineering and harness engineering. Now we're in the meta of loop engineering. And keep in mind, this was about 2 years ago, right? So for the past 2 years, I have been teaching myself how to execute on this skill and then keep up in real time with all the change logs of everything like that. And I can say I've gotten really, really, really good at it, to the point where I can just spawn companies. And it's not about using Lovable in a prompt. It's about, I learned how to be an engineer. I learned the tactics and the scaling and operations, the back end, the front end. I learned how to design. I taught myself all these skills, and I'm still learning. By no means can I hang with somebody that's been an engineer manually for 10 years, but I can run circles around them at scale if it came down to knowing how to execute and orchestrate a system. And here's the thing no one's really telling you. In 2026, the LLM is no longer the issue. Yes, we just experienced Fable 5 at the time of this recording. ChatGPT 5.5 is an extremely capable model. Opus 4.8 at the time of this recording, extremely capable model. And it's funny because I go on Twitter and people are saying it's garbage. I love both because I can actually get the same and or better output every time I use them. Because it's not about the LLM, it's about the system that you create around it. How do you inject context? How does that context get manipulated within the harness and distributed? How do you orchestrate? How do you load in skills? How do you do all of that? And that is what I obsess over. Because learning how to do this by myself has put me in a position where I've had to learn how to not only wear all the hats, but start with the system first, so I never fall into that same situation again. I will be the bearer of all the good and all the bad that comes from whatever I produce. And what any entrepreneur trying to get into this space, all they're lacking is a system, the know-how, the how do I get a quality product? And there wasn't a workflow that didn't involve some type of already pre-existing know-how how to do stuff. BMAD method, OpenSpec, all of these assume that you're already an engineer. So I built it and I called it the Sigma protocol. And you can see it right here. It's my step-by-step system for taking anything from idea to shipped. And I have over 60 agents, 100 something config files, and a 7-gate pipeline system and different loops inside of it to help you go from I have an idea and how do I make a production grade application. This isn't for the people who want to stay on Lovable and Bolt.new. These are the people that want to make real applications and sell them at a production level. I'll go deeper into the Sigma protocol in another video, but you can see we have about 16 steps, end-to-end production development workflow with eval-driven observability, execution, and handoff layers, over 60 agents across 13 different departments, everything from DevOps, engineering, sales, marketing, content, design. We have over 230 skills across all of those departments. We have 10 different schemas for PRDs, backlogs, manifests, flow trees. 7 life cycle events for hooks, boilerplates for templates or different apps you want to build, landing page templates. We support 4 platforms at the moment: Claude Code, Codex, Factory Droid, Anti-Gravity, and Cursor, and SigmaHQ. And let me show you what SigmaHQ is. So SigmaHQ is an HTML dashboard, and it acts as my coding agent's task management board and observability layer. So people are using Jira or Notion to manage their tasks, and you're either paying for it or it's an external MCP and all this extra stuff. So what I did is build my own, and what it helps me do is organize all the ideas and projects, my clients, my personal projects, the projects that I got to build for scale, and it layers out everything based on noise to signal ratio. What are the top 3 things I need to get done for the day? What's on the board, backlog, and all these other things. Good afternoon, my active missions that I have a schedule. And then down here on the left side, you can see I have all my different projects. Here's a task management board for SigmaVue. We have an execution prompt, and this refreshes every day. I copy it to the clipboard, I paste it into Claude, Codex, whatever, /go, let it rip, and it pulls from all of my different task boards here. And now I don't actually edit this. My agent's do in real time, and it comes with its own hooks and skills to be able to manage this board day in and day out. And you automate this process so you can also develop at scale. And this is SigmaVue. This is the application that I built myself, and the application that has put me down this agentic engineering journey to accomplish. And you can see on the dashboard right here, we have my EggPacks account, my TopStep account. We have our own certificates. You can see your daily P&L. We have a built-in copy trader. You can add groups in, risk management, cash exits, profit protection, the news filter. Everything is built inside in here. We have also a community layer. We have, our trading journals built inside, accounts. You can go to the office so you can see all the other agents. We have the office here where you can see all the agents actually interact, right? So you have the trading floor, you have Sigma, you have Carter, you have Ben Kim, right? You have Annalisa, we have Wendy. So you have all the different agents and their profiles, and this is the pipeline in which does all the trading for you. You can see them doing the analysis. They're pulling up that TradeDevi screen and taking analysis. I'll go deep dive into this and how proud I am of this project, because this is the one project that started it all for me. And this is Lion's Paw. The way that I came up with Lion's Paw is I felt like there was no better way to prove competence. When I see everybody on school leveraging school's ecosystem, and on top of that, the competition there, why not just build my own? I wanted to own my own infrastructure and own my own layer where people can communicate. I wanted to get off Discord, so I built our own social media feed, just like Instagram and TikTok. And I want to build a place where if you're learning on this platform and you can share your projects, this can also act as a version of Upwork, where people trying to find agentic engineers, they can hire and find you by you publicizing your portfolio, the things that you've done, and I can help people find jobs. And last but not least, this is Donna. If you've been following me on my other social medias and you're on my Instagram or whatever, Donna is inspired by Donna Paulson from Suits. And you guys know OpenClaw and Hermes. Again, I built my own. It's my own runtime, and it's built custom to manage all of the different layers. And this is what I guys want you to pay attention to. Yes, everything that you've seen online with people with their morning briefs and everything like that, I have that as well, right? This is Donna's main chat, but look, she also has an operational chat, okay? And you can see I have all the different topics just for Donna. Everything from audit, finance, operations, legal, research feed, excellence, security, decisions, voice notes, everything like that. Then I have an engineering, which is Ralph. And you guys saw my SigmaHQ dashboard. Ralph pulls from there and deploys. So all my different projects I have in here, all my main ones at least, he runs. Lion's Paw Web, you can see he's working on these, and you can see taking screenshots of my computer, making things work. I have Sigma Factory and all these other different projects. Cypher manages everything for Lion's Paw. Then I have Gary V and Alex Hermosi. And basically I have a content pipeline system. The video that you're watching right now was edited by my AI. I automated all these pipelines, and you can even see it. And let's see if this pops up here. This is like one of the clips from one of my reels. And it will deploy automatically to all my social media feeds. And all I gotta do is press approve. This also acts as a lead generation system, so people in my DMs for Instagram or TikTok, they get qualified, whether they're leads or whatever the case may be. I no longer use ManyChat. This is a custom build, which means that my bot is no longer static. It's having dynamic conversations with you. Don't believe me? DM me at Dallion King and you'll see Donna respond to you and just have a conversation with you. And if she doesn't know the answer to a question, she sends it to me and I'm gonna get it right in here. And this is the daily stand-up where all the agents communicate what they did for the day. The stand-up for end of day, daily, and they all just talk with each other so my harness can update in real time based on the department. I treat agents like people and put them in departments. And that's how I want to teach you how to do as well. So that's what this channel is. Building in public, harness engineering, agent orchestration, context engineering, the Sigma protocol, Alliance Paul, SigmaVue, let's trade, how to use AI to trade, how to be dependent on yourself in this new age of AI. And my promise to you is simple. I'm here to make you a better operator, not a slightly better coder. Teach you the tactics in order to free yourself. It's almost like trading. The whole thing with trading was the freedom aspect of it. But AI, you can do all that at scale. I can build an application, scale 3 companies, and have AI trading for me at scale. And I can do it now from my phone, as I just showed you guys. I almost forgot to show you guys. I also have Sigma. Right? This is different from SigmaVue. I get my morning briefs and you can see it trades for me every morning. It trades my prop firm accounts. If I scroll up here, it sends signals from my Python strategy and it executes, and you see it takes trades and it takes screenshots of TradeDevi and sends the signals in, and it's all through TradeDevi. I teach my students how to do this, and the trading track takes pictures of SigmaVue, sends everything in there, services, and making sure it's there. Back testing engine, so I have a back testing engine built inside of here, and you can see here in the lab as well, I have a built-in command board inside the lab's chat where it's ideating a new strategies and going through a research Python port if I found it on TradeDevi, back test, optimization, walk forward, dry run, and then if it matches all my criteria, it goes to promotion, and then it goes to live. So I have that pipeline also automated through Donna. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down and you want to rock with the kid and join me on this journey of agentic freedom, you already guys know what to do. Please like this video. I will greatly appreciate it if you share it and subscribe, because I'm going to be blitzing YouTube, because I'm always researching and learning new things. And you might as well join me for the ride if that is what you're interested in. If you want to do this for your personal life, you want to do this for business, building your own business, freeing yourself from work, I am the guy that will gladly show you the way.